I just wanted to share a really controversial thought that I've been thinking for a really long time. I see a lot of posts going around, like on Twitter and stuff like that, that suicide is not a selfish act. Um, and it's true when you commit suicide. For myself, it does seem like a very selfish act. I have tried to kill myself a bunch of times as a drug addict, taken a bunch of overdoses to be high for 5 minutes and then, you know, um, get in need of medical attention. And I actually was just thinking of myself. I think, I'm not trying to be cruel to the people who have tried it, or whatever, like obviously me, but it's really hard to get the proper help. It's really hard to get the proper medications. I don't care where you are in the world, or even if you have money or you don't have money. It's just really, really hard. But I have to say that even now, there's a couple of times a year for like maybe a second where I'll feel so depressed. I'll think of suicide. It's just a couple of seconds of ideation. I'm not thinking of anybody but myself. I'm not thinking of my babies, my fur babies, my cats. I don't have kids. I know some people say that when you think of suicide, you think your kids will be better off without you. Well, I can't talk about that because I don't have kids, but I know that when I snap out of it, I realize that I'm probably, the best mom for my fur babies because I'm very attentive to them, and I didn't think of that when I was thinking of committing suicide. I think that when you have those thoughts, I used to have them all the time. I may be on drugs that help me not have those thoughts, so finally, But I think that it can become an obsession for people, and just because you're depressed doesn't mean you're thinking of committing suicide. I hear that a lot. Like some people think that they're depressed, so they think that that's such a normal thing. I mean, I used to have borderline personality disorder, but I only have traits now because I went to DBT for 2.5 years back in my 20s. I'm 41, and luckily I don't have that. But I hear it a lot with people with BPD that they think of suicide a lot, and I just wanted you to know that people who are depressed sometimes are just, tired, or they just want to sleep, and that is another selfish thing because my cat doesn't get walked when I'm tired. I don't eat properly when I'm tired. I'm not taking care of myself at all. In my program, I'm in Narcotics Anonymous, as some of you know. When I am depressed like that, there's a thing in NA, we call it self-centeredness. And that is saying, when you're feeling self-centered, you need to start calling your sponsor, going to meetings. I go to only online meetings, so even that's hard, going to intherooms.com where I can reach out to others. I don't do that when I'm depressed. That is also self-centered. And it's a horrible thing to say. It sounds really, really putting your illness down when really we're hurting a lot. But I just wanted to say that sometimes it's really frustrating, but I'm trying to own what I'm feeling, so that's why I'm trying to put it out there that unfortunately with our illness it can be self-centered, it can be selfish. I've had too many people die, and then hearing people say they want to kill themselves it's really hard. So what I try and say is, or I just try and sometimes I can't deal with that. Or I try and tell people close to me, go talk to your doctor, go talk to your mental health case manager, because there's some things I really can't handle. And if my thoughts are wrong, then my thoughts are just my opinions. And I'm glad I'm not the only one on YouTube that has that suicide is selfish as their topic. And I'm really sorry if this sounds bad, but it's just the way I was feeling, Anyways.